My name is Diksha Dinesh Bhanushali. I'm currently studying Master of Engineering in Management in University of Wollongong, Australia. I'm here to present you the presentation on application of big data, IoT and analytics for supply chain optimization. This topic has been taken under the subject Engineering 851, which is Engineering Research Methods. Coming forward, I'll be telling you about the introduction, literature gap and research question, research design, advantages and limitations of my research design. Starting with the introduction, supply chain. Now, what is supply chain? Supply chain is basically the chain or the attachment from the manufacturer to the customer, which is the one end destination till the source destination. So this also has the logistics part in that. Hence, you might get a question, what is big data then? So big data is the set of data which is being combined together and kept in one place so that if it is needed in future, it can be easily accessed. So why are we using big data in supply chain now? Now, as I said you, the supply chain is the process from scratch, that is from manufacturer till the end users. So each and every steps, like from the manufacturer, it will go to the supplier, then supplier to the distributor, then distributor to the customer. So each and every one needs to keep their data with them. So in that case, what will they do? There will be so much data that they need to keep it somewhere, right? So that's why they'll be using big data there. Now, big data. Won't you get a question? If it's storing too much of data in that, so won't it be a complex system? Well, yes, that's a complex system, and that's the biggest drawback of big data. Moving forward, the literature gap and research question. So after several reviews on the literature reviews on the papers, journals and conference papers, I got one research gap. Actually, I got many, but I thought of prioritizing this gap because for me, security is really very important. For example, if I'm the finance firm, if I am any bank, so I really don't want anyone else to access my data very easily, right? Even you want it. So I came towards the question how the data storage can be done more significantly and efficiently in big data, keeping security of the data into consideration. Now, as I said you earlier, big data stores the data from each and every point. So why am I doing this again? Well, actually there is a major drawback. Big data is currently facing some problems just because of the overhead, and thus to solve this overhead problem, I have researched this part of the question, and I also thought to combine it with the security. For example, you all use your mobile phones, right? Even I use that, and I also have the mobile application of, I'm using some XYZ bank, so I also have that XYZ bank's application. I really don't want even my parents to know about my balance. Yes, so what they can do to avoid this, yeah, that's true, even they are using the big data now and it has been secured, but still there needs to be some more implementation in that. So hence I thought of taking this question. Moving forward, talking about the research design. This research design was based on correlational research. So after doing some correlational research on two papers, I thought of modeling this research design, wherein my model is known as cloud data storage architecture, wherein I'll be showing you how it goes. Yeah, so it's like the user, for example, me, you, everyone, the user uses the data, that is we use our phones to do multiple things, for chatting, for storing some important data, and all that things. So if we want to store the data, that is, it will go in cloud service provider. So after this thing, we also want the security, don't you? Yes, I do. So what will I do is I'll be implementing some security message flow towards the cloud service provider. Like I can explain you here, this user can communicate with the cloud service provider through optional third-party auditor. And this third-party auditor is the most secure. I can say it acts as a security guard for us, so that others can't access our data. So basically, the users can connect to the cloud service provider via optional third-party auditor, wherein there will be a security message flow from users to the third party, and then third party auditor to the cloud service provider, and finally the data will be given to the users back. Even if what if I just want to get directly connected to the cloud? So why should I go to the third party and all? So what I can do is, like, yes, I can even get connected to a cloud service provider directly, because there is also one thing mentioned in this, as you can see, security message flow. So we have two options here. If someone wants really very secure data, then they can go through this process. If like users like me or you just accessing the bank details, they can directly contact to cloud storage via security message flow. Now, highlighting the security, obviously there should be some algorithm to follow the security, right? So these are the two major algorithms which I thought of using in my design, which can help my design to make more appropriate. So the first algorithm is token pre-computation, and the other one is correctness verification and error localization. This token pre-computation will look after the tokens and then will give the access. And what if there is some problem in that? So this will be corrected via correctness verification and error localization. Now what if there is a drought? What if there's some disaster in your company and you, oh my god, currently you lost your data? So this algorithm will help you to get your data back. Moving forward towards the advantages and limitations of research design. So advantages, as you might have come to know, the biggest advantage of this research will be getting my data to be appropriately stored as well as safely been stored. Storage, we can use some pen drive, we can use some disk or whatever, we have all the devices, but are they secure? What if my pen drive gets lost suddenly? I really don't know where I kept it, though it's in my home, but still I don't know where it's my boss will literally kick me off from the job. That's why I can use this will save my life, I can say. And secondly, gaining the trust. So this reminds me of not employers, this reminds me of the organizations like the bank. Now bank needs some trust to put the data in. They can't simply just put the data and just forget about the rest. No, they have to keep all the backlogs, everything of the data within themselves, because they have to face the government too. That's why they can use this design, and I really think my design will help big data to be a myth in future, as it will be securing the data. And some future recommendations needs to be done. Coming towards the future recommendations, this design or model needs to be future implemented to know and to come towards the final conclusion. Thank you.